beautiful soul. My name is Angie Beets, and I am a clinical psychotherapist specialized in eating disorder treatment, and I am also recovered. And I know that it seems a little counterintuitive, but today we're going to talk about planning for a relapse. What are some top strategies that you plan to employ when you have a setback? And I know that when you are in a space where you're feeling really, really solid about recovery and you're making great strides, the last thing you want to think about is what to do if you have a setback. But the reality is that if we plan for that, we're going to be far more successful when we hit those bumps in the road. And, there's this tendency to have this black or white thinking about recovery, like I'm either all in or I'm all out. And the reality is, we have setbacks because we're human and life gets hard, and there's this old pathway in the brain, no matter how long we've been in recovery, that maybe there's this silent voice that says, oh, I could just go back to that. Like, oh, I should just starve in response to this or binge in response to this. That doesn't mean you have to act on that. I mean, hopefully you have a lot of resources on board once you're really well established and have a solid foundation. But that voice is an indicator. It's a sign that, you're in a struggle for whatever reason. And the hope is that you employ those positive coping strategies that you've learned, and you're leaning on your people instead of the eating disorder, and leaning on, whatever it is that's helping you sustain and maintain your recovery. But if you have a slip, let's think about what would be helpful to push you along so that you don't get stuck there. That's the main thing. Having self-compassion if you fall back a little bit, but also having strategies to employ to push you forward. This month in Real and Recovered for July, we're going to be digging deep in planning for just exactly that, the setbacks. If you have a full relapse, planning for that. What are the warning signs? How to get out of that rut if you slip back or even fully get stuck, and how to move forward. And because July is the month that I was born, I am going to be giving you a free gift this month that is just intended to help guide and support you as you launch forward. So I'm super excited about that, and you can find out more details below. And I look forward to joining me in Real and Recovered, because I know personally I would get stuck in those setbacks and relapses, and then I would just think all hope is lost. And that is absolutely not the reality. I meet with far too many people who say things like, I think I'm just going to be one of those people who struggle forever. And I say, according to who? Why do you think that you're one of those people that's going to struggle forever? That does not have to be your story. Let's reinvent the language around that so that we can help move you forward, because recovery is something that is available to all of us. You don't have to have some sort of special privilege. It doesn't mean that you have to have the best treatment team in the world. Recovery is up to you, and the more that you can empower yourself by believing that, the more successful you're going to be. So I hope that you join me, and I am looking forward to your recovery story, because that's really what matters the most.